Now that we have the start of a getter, we really should take and write our square check. So we're going to do 2. We're going to make 2 pieces. We're going to make a variable called square list. And it's going to be the last thing in our code, just so we have it. A square list is equal to, and we're going to use what's called a list. So I'm going to use these square brackets. And inside the square brackets, we're going to list all the words that we want to block. So the first word I'm going to do is poop. Put a comma, enter. I'm going to make sure this is lined up nicely. It doesn't really matter, but it makes it easier to look at. And I'm going to do P. I'm sure you can add plenty of words to this, but this is where I'm going to start with those 2 words. Now we're going to write a function called def square list, or def is square, and that's going to take a word, and we really should pass it also debug, just so we can see where we are. Comma debug equals false, so that if they don't do anything, it'll assume it's not debugging. I'm going to grab the debug line just so I can not type that, except we're going to change is square. And then we're going to say if word in square list return true, else return false. And I should also double check lowercase without changing it. So I'm going to do .lower. And it's going to check the lower version, but it's not going to change the word. When we did that before, we actually forced it to be lower by saving that as option. Here, we're just doing word.lower, and it's going to look at the lowercase version. That way, I don't have to put also the uppercase version of squares or weird case mixes. This is going to check any word in lowercase and make sure it's in square list, and make sure our words in our square list are all lowercase. So let's test this. This is actually quite a bit of code. Let's see if it all works. So I'm going to save all, go to Madlibs, I'm going to execute. And we have an error message of 2 parentheses on line 37. That happens when you're writing a lot of code. You're going to have a lot more chances for errors. But I can fix it, save it, and let's try run again. And we have a second error message. Probably forgot to put parentheses because I'm used to Python 2. And that's going to be in line 39 of getters.py. So I'm going to go to getters.py, go to line 39. I'm going to parenthesis, save it. Let's try that another time. The more code you write without testing, the more likely you're going to have lots of errors. So press enter, and press 1. And I forgot to actually make it work right. So I'm going to hit enter continue, and I'm going to quit. And let's go see what happened. So in Madlibs, I printed story 1, but I forgot to put the parentheses after it. So it just said, hey, that is a function. It's common to make silly errors. The trick is to not panic, but to look at the error messages. So press 1. I'm going to say Bob. And one day, me and my friend Bob, looks good, pretty good. We should probably put a new line before it starts, but it's starting to look really good.